Jamie Wozny, do you remember when you came and visited me in Colorado and we went and saw, oh my God, what was his name?
Trevor Hall.
Trevor Hall. That's right. I forget his name. That was so much fun.
I
Good
remember
energy.
it was so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best day of my life, that the lion roar that we heard together.
Yes. We went, and our other friend who's is
Megan.
Megan, thank you, who came along and we went to the big animal rescue with over 400 lions, tigers, bears, leopards, and boy, did we have a cool time. That was amazing.
Wolves. Yeah, their sounds. I just
Yeah.
remember being like brought to tears with the like just moved.
Yes, it was special, and
Yeah.
that was really fun. So me and you have been friends for a long time. In fact, you got me a teaching job a long time ago when I was teaching in Los Angeles at the Den Meditation Studio when it was in person pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So thanks for getting me a job.
Anytime. Hey, look,
Yeah.
you're doing the same for me.
Yeah, that's right. Here we are. So, we're going into year three of meditation teacher training. You've been teaching part of the group in the last 2 years, and we've known each
Hmm.
other a long time. You still work with the Den in Los Angeles teaching. What courses, classes are you teaching at the moment there and other places so people could just get a sense of what you're up to?
Yeah. So my class there is called Liberated Self, which kind of sums up the vibe. Really helping people feel safe and seen to be their true self. And I do that in a variety of different ways. So with them, I teach a guided meditation class. I've been bringing in a lot of dance into my work. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. So cool. And perfection free zone dance. It's not choreography. It's literally what feels good.
That's what I need. Yeah.
And we do because we are, this is my vibe in these classes. We're in performance culture, I think, right? It's like we have to prove and please and perform and get all the likes. And um, I was in this singing class. I'm kind of getting off, but it's a great thing that I love. And the guys said my favorite part of this singing class was find the sound that feels good and like let that come out.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's so simple. But that's what I do when I teach meditation. That's what I do when I, guide people with these dances of like, instead of how am I supposed to do this for this to look good or be right today? Liberated self to me is like, can I come home to like what feels yummy and alive and aligned and good and let that express. I'm also leading a soul purpose retreat because that's again coming home to like your essence before socialization. With the Den, I go live on Insight Timer twice a month still. Got
Cool.
meditations on there. I have a lot of self-love courses. That's my most popular course on there, Profound Healing Through Self-Love, because I believe that is such a huge medicine to liberate ourselves and be our true self, to hold ourselves in that container of, I got you. I love you. It's okay to show up as you are today, which is not always easy. Um, and I also, as you know, some of you might be interested in too, I teach a lot of corporate meditations.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
forgot. You got me a
yep,
job at NBC
got
Universal
you a job.
Studios. I forgot I was
Yep.
teaching there for a while. I owe you
Yes.
big.
No, you already have. No, man, we just help each other out. I owe you big. Oh my God. But yes, that's some of the things. And then I work with animals. That is just these beautiful, actually had a really beautiful reading this week. I'll keep it anonymous, but this sweet woman was conflicted because she wanted to put her animal down because it was nearing the end of its life. And she reached out to me, and I got this immediate, no, 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 it's not time. And usually I don't feel that. I feel, okay, it's time, or you'll know. And she was like, I have this deep sigh of relief. I find it like I rescheduled the appointment. And so, it's interesting. And I think it's good because anybody that is a multifaceted being that's listening to this, I'm up to lots of different things in the world just to help us connect back to the truth of who we are, animals or humans.
Yeah, well, my cat went through kidney stones this past week, so I've been communicating with her and making sure that she's got all that she needs. And she's very
Buddy.
not grateful, as cats tend to
They're
be.
not-
Thanks for spending $700. Yeah, and just walks away. Uh, so
You have pet insurance, is my question.
I'm gonna get it now, Jamie. So
That's,
so you're teaching all of these cool courses, doing
yep,
some intuitive work with humans, with animals, online,
yep,
in person,
yep,
retreats,
yep.
and
One-on-one clients.
one-on-one clients. And you also have always been an actor,
Yes.
which is, I believe, the appropriate term now. You don't even say actress anymore. Everyone's an actor. Is
I don't
that
even know. That's like not politically correct. Why do we all have to be grouped into that category?
Okay. So
Hmm.
clearly have that mastery over communication in so many
Mm,
different modalities. How long have you been in this world of meditation and teaching for?
15 years.
Wow, we are getting older.
We are getting older, but looking younger every day.
Yeah,
That's the
you
song.
are. Yep. So,
Thanks.
let me ask you, you've been on this path
Yeah.
a long time. Um, what is the state of the art of teaching these days? What have you found today as a teacher, the world of teaching that's different than maybe when you started? And let me just preface that by just adding that, a lot of people listening to this, either they are teachers or they want to become teachers or guides or coaches or do retreats or one-on-ones. And the point of these conversations is to bring in teachers I know and love and have them share their journey, their professional journey into becoming teachers. And so how is it being a teacher now versus when you got started? What has changed?
Hmm. That's a great question. I'm going to start with what's changed in me first, because maybe it could assist others. Um, I have really seen through my journey that I am the medicine, like my embodied experience. And so I think in the beginning, was trying to innocently and unconsciously perhaps teach above my pay grade. I have to know all of these things and I have to be really good at this and all of this stuff people might tell you. And again, it's great. Get the education. And when I realized I was enough, or I'm on the journey of realizing I'm enough, um, it's that what lights me up. Because when I'm lit up, people are going to feel that, and that's medicinal. And so I think in the beginning it was more mental, and now it's more what brings me joy and where can I put myself in those places so that other people feel it too.
And
That
before we go
yeah.
into the next part, why do we need medicine? What do we need medicine for? What is the
What do I mean by
illness?
that? What
Yeah.
is the illness?
Yeah. What
That's a
is
great
this?
question. When I say medicine, it's your energy field emanating something, uh, something yummy, something needed by the planet. For example, like when you go into a forest, it just the medicine might be peace. It just feels the emanation, energetic medicine, I'm calling it. So perhaps what's coming to my mind is permission giving. So I was just in Ibiza, Spain,
Mhm.
and I was around a friend who is so comfortable in her sexuality, so comfortable in her sexual energy. And a lot of people in Ibiza are. It's a open party. Everybody's on something town. And I noticed that without someone having to slam teaching down my throat or give me all this knowledge, being in the environment, the energetic medicine of these people gave me permission to stand a little taller, to maybe in an aligned way show more skin, to feel free in my expression in the way that I wanted to in my feminine energy. Um, and like thank you to them. I needed that. And so we all, I believe, have a special sauce of what is natural to us that's easy. And when we emanate it, it's like a breath of fresh air for other people. So to me, it's more of a focus on what is my true essence that when I emanate it effortlessly without having to push hard or prove, it positively benefits people around me through effortlessness, right? There might obviously are inspired actions to take. Um, but yeah, that's how I see it.
Producers, please cut out the whole Ibiza part. We're not
I
allowed.
was like,
We can't talk about that on CBS.
am I allowed to? I thought that while I was saying it,
Of
I'm like,
course you
what am I
can.
allowed to say here?
Of,
I kept it so PG.
yeah, of
Oh my
course.
God, I could have said more.
I'm joking. Of course you
I
can.
know.
Uh, and, and so, yeah, everybody's medicine to the world, you're saying, is them finding their essence and then sharing
Yeah,
that and
being it.
being it. And so as a teacher, your job is to help people find that in themselves and bring it out.
Yes, yes, yes. Really good guides, I believe. And this is again my journey from where I started to where I am now is about empowerment. I don't know if you have it in front of you. I don't have it in front of me, but the medicine woman prayer, do you know it?
I definitely don't have it in front of me. No, I don't know
That's hilarious. Do
it.
you have this in front of you, David? Well, I thought maybe you could Google it. That's all, bro.
I see. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Wait,
yeah,
doesn't those podcasters, they always have a guy on the side like, hey,
doing the
pull
thing.
this up. My cat's
Where's our
just there.
guy?
Yeah, my cat Emmy is just over there. Click, click,
Yeah,
click, click, click.
Hobbs and Emmy.
I'm like,
They're our guys.
stop with the cat videos. She wants the medicine woman prayer. No, but
Exactly.
enlighten us. What is do you know it? What is the medicine woman
I
prayer?
don't. I'd have to Google it. It's a couple sentences. It's very beautiful. Um,
But what's the
but it's
essence of
pretty.
it? Yeah.
The essence of it is I will not try to save you or rescue you. I will walk beside you. I will empower you. I will teach you and guide you to do it for yourself.
Mm.
And that's so hard because we come in sometimes, I had the codependent upbringing and empath and sensitive and all of that. And we want to fix, we want to save, and it's so innocent. But I think you say to me, like the trajectory, and I know I'm kind of, my mind goes to internal states, but um, from that, I got to save everybody is where I was. And
Mm.
now it's like, how can I be an illumination, not in a cocky way, but just in a worthiness way? How can I be an illumination of my truth? I always say as an item on the grocery store shelf so that when you walk in and go, oh, that one looks cool. I'd like that. You can see an example of something that already exists. Um, and emanate that for other people. So yeah, the medicine woman prayer is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to print it out and put it by my desk to be like, when you show up, just honey, you are so enough to just emanate and people will still come.
When you think of yourself on the grocery shelf, are you cereal? Are you jam? Are you applesauce? What's what's your choice?
Girl,
Orange juice,
I am organic, gluten-free, expensive cereal.
Erewhon, Erewhon.
Erewhon,
Cereal.
yes.
That is the most Los Angeles thing you've ever said.
Yeah. Well, I have a little bit of that in me.
Yeah, I lived there for a couple of years, and that's how everyone
Um,
eats and shops. So so that's the internal side, and the energetic
yes.
side. And on the
Yes.
physical side, I'm assuming you started
Yes.
teaching in person and now you're doing both. What have you noticed shift in that world as a teacher over the years? Like what was it like when you started and what is it like now?
Right. And I think too, mostly in person when I started, right? I was in the studio, I was with the people, I was driving to all the places, driving all around town. Um, and then, when COVID hit, everything went virtual. So my business since then, because a lot of my, actually, none of my corporates went back to in person, even though they're all at the office, none of them. And I still have the job.
Oh, can I
So
just ask where, so
please.
Where are you teaching for corporates at the moment or in the past?
Yes. So Sony, PlayStation, Hulu. Who else am I? NBC, still with NBC. It's been terrible with time. 7 years. I don't
Wow.
even know how long. First Media. They're a big company in LA, Israel, and Mexico City. But yeah, man, I was driving to everything, which was beautiful because there was this beautiful in-person experience. And then it went all online, so I had to figure that out. I think adapting too, adapting is huge in this world. And then now, and I'd be curious about how it is for you too, but it's a hybrid. Like a lot of people are like, I want to put my feet on the earth and I want to hug a person and I want to, especially with AI, which I love in moderation and balance. But I think the thing it can't do is hugging and holding each other and touching the grass with our toes. So I'm creating more of these events now for us to gather, but also showing up on Zoom too. So an integration, I would say that's a big part of the change too.
Yeah, it maybe the hybrid is kind of where we're going.
Hybrid.
Yeah. Maybe some folks listening who are or want to be meditation teachers, you glossed over all of these incredible companies, and it's probably most teachers' dream to be
Yeah.
able to go into Hulu and PlayStation and NBC and all of these incredible companies and get to teach meditation. I mean, oh my God, that is a dream for most
Yeah.
teachers. How
Yeah.
it seems so hard to break into unless you're friends with Jamie Wozny and she gets you a job like you did for me. How did you get into it? How did you break in?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. So I and you're good at this, David, and I wouldn't say do this from your head just to let the organic flow be here. Relationships. Be around your friends, be around people. I had social anxiety, panic attacks, all that stuff. I hated leaving my house and being around people. And every time I am, and I challenge myself to go to a dinner party or teach at the meditation studio, how I got NBC was the girl that taught a class in front of before me at the den uh, was teaching there and wanted to start a brand new business and was like, "Would you sub for me?" So I went in and they were like, "We absolutely love you. How can we get you as a regular teacher in here?" Um, so so there's as you asked me, it's I'm kind of seeing the parts. Do your what's the 10,000 hours thing? Like do my teacher says do your art. So do your art. Teach meditation. I had this circle called a rad attitude circle. Turn your attitude from a bad attitude to a rad attitude. And it was free at a chiropractor's office for years. And I had one person, two people, three people, but I taught. I showed up and I had my little book and my exercises in my folder with, I would cut out these like back when we read magazines, I would cut out inspiration from magazines. And I just did what I loved all the fucking time. And I think having that preparation and just showing up, even if you're not being paid for it, and I wouldn't say do it from a place of "I have to do this because Jamie just said it on a podcast. Just start the thing and show up in your living room and do this stuff. So I had the practice so that when that opportunity came, I showed up so professional and I showed up so ready. And you have this experience. My teaching now is effortless, but it was 15 years of practice for it to look effortless and for it to be effortless. Um,
Yeah, they say overnight success takes about 10 years.
yes,
Uh,
yes,
that definitely tracks. I talked to Michael Gallion, one of our other teachers, and he was telling me he would get one to five people
yeah,
in his early classes, and he just pushed through. And I think that's the start for almost all of us. And your
yeah.
your ego might take a ding, but it's actually where you want to be because then you get
Mm.
to connect closely with individuals and get some good practice in. So
Yeah.
yeah, for everyone listening to that, we all had the classes with one, two, three people. The only person that shows up is your cousin, your mother, your brother.
Yeah. And I want to be super transparent. If I test a new idea that nobody knows me for, I still have that. And it's terribly uncomfortable. If I'm in a new location, no one knows about it. Oh wow, we don't know Jamie because I have a poetry book too, and I'm starting to share my poetry just to show about authentic expression and oh, we didn't know she did that, so it might take a minute to build in that way. And so it's that's horribly painful, and don't let it mean something about you other than I'm testing something out, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I also want to share there because I had those experiences where where I was referred, and then in the four agreements I showed up and I did my best. I just, I prepared myself. I showed up, did my work before and peaceful and, did the meditation.
Which agreement is that of the four?
Do your best. Always do your
Is
best.
that like the third? In is
I
there
think,
an order to them?
oh, I think it might be the last one. I don't
The
know.
last one.
And
Yeah,
that could really go ahead.
that's a good book. Don Miguel Ruiz. We share a publisher, and I know him and his sons. They're really lovely family. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Actually, Ed Fox, who he teaches in this teacher training with us too.
Yep.
Him and his wife taught with Don Miguel Ruiz for 15 years. Um, and so yeah, they're still going, those guys. They're still teaching. Anyway, I digress. Go.
No, yeah. It's
Do your
well,
best.
always do your best, and we don't want to mean I'm not enough, but it's like, did I show up from my heart today? Did I try? Did I give? So there's that, right? Opportunity when people ask for something. And I've always been, because I keep thinking, I'm like, well, when people asked me these things, I was willing to be messy and imperfect. So somebody might get that opportunity and be like, I'm not ready for that. But if you're being invited to it, it's okay to again always do your best, but you don't have to be 100% there yet. You're evolving, you're growing, you're learning, you're taking David's meditation teacher program to perfect your craft. Um, so I think a willingness to be a student, and there are agencies and companies that book you for corporate gigs.
Oh, interesting.
So, way back when I was paid absolutely nothing, but I loved it. You're doing what you love because you're like, I don't care if you're paying me $45 a week. I'm so excited to be here. And that energy is contagious, And so I actually had numerous experiences where I'd be with a company and they'd call me on the side. Okay, hold this loosely because I was with them for a long time and I had to really tune into if this was an integrity or not. And they'd say, "We just want to work with you because we've been working with you for years. How can we go about doing that?" And I'd have to, have agreements and boundaries. And are we sure this is okay? So that's a rare experience. That's an outlier. But um, you can get started that way too. Just get your foot
Yeah.
in the door.
Yeah. And so um it's a mix of hard work, timing, luck, good
Yeah.
relationships. I agree.
Connections.
When you go and teach something corporate, for example, what are
Hmm.
they looking for? How do you structure if you have, what do you have, 30 minutes in the middle of the day with a room
Yeah.
full of people? How do you decide what journey to take them on? What are they usually looking for? What have you found works? And answer
Yep.
those in order. Just,
Okay. I
I'm
I
kidding.
wrote all
I'm
that
kidding.
down.
Yeah.
My guy got all that and he's
You got
showing me
that.
what I need.
Yeah. My cat got it
Okay.
too. She's writing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We pay them $45 for the week, but they love their jobs. Um, they're thriving in spirit. Um, okay. I have a corporate page on my website. Highly recommend that. And I have different offerings, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour and a half. So if somebody comes to me, I'll say, what time frame sounds good for you? What are your needs? What do you need from me? And I usually ask them, is it a possibility to send your company a questionnaire saying that this is private, just seen by Jamie, and I keep your name anonymous, of what your needs are, what your desires are, what your challenges are. So I'll get an idea of like what the company's struggling with. And I'll even just say to the HR person or whoever's organizing it with me, do you have any themes or intentions? And a lot of times, God bless, but it's like, how can I reduce my stress?
Hmm.
Or how, it's just like the biggest, broadest stuff. I think I just, oh, no, we're good. I thought I tapped my mic out. So I do ask and I get requests. So I just did that recently where I don't know, once every 6 months, even just say, even if I'm not starting at the beginning, hey, can you send out a little thing and see what's going on with people? I got 4 replies. And then I did a 4-part series. So I was like, these are your requests, and here's our 4-part series. So this is something I've done forever where this was a huge life lesson for me too, but I will pair their needs with my gifts. So I won't make their needs more important than mine, and I won't make my gifts override like what this company needs. I try to find like with what you guys just shared, how can I bring a Jamie sauce in? And we meet in the middle. So if they don't give ideas, because I'll even say at the end of my meditations, any ideas you guys have, if you're struggling with something, email me. I'll create a meditation for you. So I'm very open about asking for requests. But I get quiet a lot in my own heart before I go live because I'm teaching meditations like all the time, every week.
How many
And I
times a
get,
week do you think you teach?
I mean, there were right now 5, but there were, especially, I was teaching like 5 classes at the Den for a while and, 4 corporates. And then I run these 8-week programs and I've got the one-on-one clients and all of this stuff. So, I'm showing up a lot and I wouldn't recommend this for somebody just starting out, but I have such a trust in my ability now to tune into the energy of the group I'm about to give a meditation, guide a meditation for. And I just say, what's needed? Like I real quiet and I ask the question, like, what's needed in that group? And I'll get a kind of a quiet whisper of something that feels exciting or inspiring. And I trust it. And I've learned to trust it because it comes from a deeper place than my mind. And I'm also willing for it to shift and change. So it's like I have that masculine structure, but I have such a beautiful feminine energy, which is malleable and moving, where I meet the present moment with the group and let it kind of morph into a piece of art. So I don't know if I answered all your questions, but I just spoke
Sure.
from the moment.
Yeah. And so, some people might, I've struggled with this a little bit
Mm-hmm.
when you do corporate stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because you also do a lot of healing work and you teach Reiki and
Yep.
animal communication. And so you've got a foot in both worlds. Do
Yep.
they, maybe it's because it's LA, that they don't, but do they care or mind or know that you do all this other spiritual stuff? And do they ask you to keep it out of the building or out of the room when you're teaching, or do they let you do what you do?
I love this question. I absolutely love this question. I love answering this question. I I still bring Jamie, which is very mystical and out there and animals and goddesses and whatever, like all the mystic type stuff to the meditation. I was in a mindset when I first started. The semantics of the word corporate business, I can only use the word breath work or meditation or mindfulness or like we got to be real by the book and we don't even never use the word God. Just don't use it. There are companies that will come to me and say, "Hey, can you make this more science based?" And so I will teach the same thing and I will use the word quantum physics, atoms, nature, whatever it might be, brain, neurotransmitters, rewiring the brain, whatever. And that's fine. But I, especially NBC, who I've been with for so long, I bring in um, activated poetry and guide them through these things. I bring in Reiki. I bring in divine channeling from ascended masters. Um, I say the word God and source probably almost every Wednesday because they love Jamie, because they are okay with it. Now, I think would I have done that in the beginning? No, but I've trusted that I can slowly find an appropriate way in, and I will push the edges sometimes on some of the corporates, and my mind, my human mind goes, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you just said that. You're going to get fired. HR is going to be like, what the hell?" That has never happened. That has never happened. Every single time I get a bravo, thank you. Because they're people too. They love animal communication too. I had one corporate that found out that I did animal communication. This was years ago, and they were like, "Can we have a bring our dog to work day and you come in and talk to all of them?" And I'm like, "This is a PR, a very rich PR company by the book in Santa Monica, California, and I'm psychically speaking to their dogs at work." And they're like, "Come, like do that." So I think the more I've been unapologetic, softly, gently, following my intuition of where it's welcome, I've been met in spades, and that's why, like, full circle moment to the liberated self class, like that's my own journey of saying, I know this is corporate, but these are people, and why can't we allow in certain things? Now, I'm saying that where I'm not a very polarizing person. I wouldn't call myself somebody that's like, there are people that have that path in life. So would I come in hardcore and just be like God or Jesus or like whatever words are really triggering? No. I'll say it, but I'll say whatever word resonates with you. Throw out words that I say that you don't like. Use so I still hold my truth, but I hold my truth in an inclusive way, and I think that's an important thing to say.
Yeah, great. Yeah, if I threw out some of those words, like when I teach at Cornell, I think I'd be out the door real quick.
But you might be surprised.
Yeah,
You might be surprised.
maybe. Also, I found that when you really master some energy or material, it gets easier using any language. Obviously,
Uh,
you might have to learn a language, learn the language of science, or learn the language of spirituality, or learn the language of secular mindfulness. And I find it fine to speak in any language. Um,
yeah.
I feel like I'm like bilingual in meditation or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so for those budding meditation teachers who are worried about how to say it, maybe you can learn a new language and just speak it when you instead of a different country. It's like, oh, this is the corporate world. I'll speak that language. This is the spiritual world. I can speak that language.
Yes.
That's how I've always experienced it, and it doesn't bother me at all if I'm helping awaken some consciousness in a room and helping someone separate from their noisy mind. I don't care what they
Yeah.
believe at all. I'm interested
Right.
in their inner peace. Um,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, your friend who I did a reading with once said to me, it doesn't matter. Like maybe you're getting the information from Archangel Michael, for example, but you don't need to tell people that. It's beautiful, higher information that's helping the people. It could be from Archangel Michael or like the knowledge I've learned through the years on planet Earth. Like whatever, it's compassionate to meet people where they are, I think. But
Yeah.
also you can, yeah, be yourself.
Yeah, I was sorry. I was going to say a good way Michael
Yeah.
Gallion put it to me the other day was he said you as a teacher kind of get out of the way and let the information come through you, more
That's
almost
it.
more than from you. And I like that way of looking at it and thinking of it. S- Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, thanks for sharing all of that in your journey in the whole corporate world. For
Yeah.
somebody who is just starting on the path
Mhm.
or going to be starting on the path of being a teacher, do you have any insight for them on how to be successful, maybe not quit too soon, some of the roadblocks, and again in that order?
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm joking.
Um, David, getting anxiety. No. Um, um, yes, let's see here. Don't be afraid to test a lot of stuff out and try. David was a helper of that energy for me. You would tell me that a lot. You'd be like, test out this lead magnet. And I'm like, but what if I fail? Um, Try stuff. It's gonna hurt when it doesn't work out, maybe, but try not to take it personal because how to be successful, it is being willing to try a whole bunch of stuff. There's a mentor of mine, Michael Neal, and he's a mazillionaire, and he says literally the secret to success is simple. Try a whole bunch of stuff out, see what works, keep doing that, see what doesn't work, stop doing that over and over and over again. Um, so practice, try, be willing to be messy and imperfect and human. That I think that requires a deep level of vulnerability to be seen in your process, which isn't easy, which is why you need these beautiful containers of support to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm not alone in this." Or teachers 15 years in when they test a new thing have nobody show up or one person show up. "Oh my gosh, there's nothing wrong with me." Um, this is a big one for me is, and I would say even on a practical level. So write down on a piece of paper what are the possibilities available to you right now where you are. Right? Oh, I could start a free thing at the farmers market. I could create a profile on Insight Timer. I could guide my mom in meditations, like whatever it is for you, wherever you are. Maybe it's a bigger opportunity. Oh my gosh, Jamie just said there's companies that book out. Maybe I can Google if there's a company near me and or I could start a website page or whatever it is for you. Write down what's available, whether you're afraid to do it or not, like what's in your awareness, your field. Um, and then see which thing, and you kind of maybe need to take a deep breath and close your eyes or really slow down with the piece of paper. Which of the things does your body feel pulled towards? Do you feel a little bit of excitement or openness or joy towards? And then start with that. Like it's as simple as that because I do this now. If I have this like analysis paralysis, or I was just talking to David about this of like, I still have I'm gifted with all these things. Where do I focus my energy? Look at all of the possibilities and see which thing your body likes, see which thing you're drawn towards, see which thing that brings you joy. And just start there because that's that first step. That's enough. That's enough. And that's that first step that's going to open you to the next step, right? How I started with the den was I'm not even on, I don't use Facebook that much anymore, but back in the day, I wasn't even on it. And I saw a girl who was in my Reiki master training with me. So we knew each other asking for a sub at the den. And it just kind of, I had that feeling. I didn't write it down on paper, but I was like, ooh, there was like a pull in that direction. I wrote to her. I was the first person to write to her. And so I became the sub there. Um, hold, you don't have to be crazy reckless with this thing. You hear the stories of I shaved my head and moved to Bali. Great if that's your truth. But you can also, had a bunch of side jobs. For a long time, I was writing reviews for Amazon. I remember one night I had this crazy ass retainer thing in, and Ryan's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm making 25 bucks to like test this retainer out and write a review." But my point is, be gentle with yourself in your process, follow what you love. Because again, there's that back to the beginning. That's your medicine. That's your joy. So, as best as you can in this journey, and you're going to go back to your head 1,000 times, but if you catch yourself in comparison, I got to do it the way everybody else is doing it. I should be doing this. It's like slow down, breathe, go into your own meditation practice, come back home. What feels expansive or good to do next? And that doesn't mean there's not going to be challenges. Because even David said to me, it's funny to see how far I've come because I look back at all the tech stuff I was so afraid of. And I mean, the lead magnets and the newsletters and the like telesummits and all this stuff I do now that's just natural to me that back in the day I remember having a conversation with David and he was like and I'm like, "Oh, that's so uncomfortable. I don't understand it." So there's going to be that, but there's also with contained within that feeling of joy or movement in that direction. So trust that, try it out, let it be messy. Um, it's okay to fail and you'll find your groove. You'll find your groove.
Or you'll end up testing retainers on Amazon.
You got to test a lot of retainers to pay your bills.
That's right. That's right. And oh, you know what? I forgot, but we taught a retreat together once in Bali.
We
Uh,
taught two.
no, we taught two retreats together, but yes,
Yes.
one was in Bali, and
Yes.
I remember that was a big journey for you to travel. Was kind of a new thing for you to travel like that as a teacher.
Yes, because you are up against your trauma and your nervous system. So I was as I expand as a teacher and as you expand as a teacher, yeah, it's like you set sails for your intention. Okay, I want to be in my truth. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a guide. I want to be a healer, whatever it is for you. And then the stuff that comes up between you and it is there to, and David says that the only way out is through to be there, to be with it, to purify it, to let the energy move. Um, and so yeah, my nervous system went, oh my gosh, I'm by myself, I'm far away from home, I'm whatever. Um, and so I had to meet that with grace. I had to meet that with friends who were there for me, at the same time. And so yeah, it's okay to be a human and know that things come up. I even remember hearing Marie Forleo, who's like a huge teacher in this world for like on the business level, talk about that. She's like, every time that Gay Hendricks book, Upper Limit, she's like, every time I hit my upper limit, she gets sick or she like some sort of innocent unconscious self-sabotage, but doesn't mean there's something wrong with you and that you're not meant to be a healer or guide. It's like, okay, what part of me is afraid because I'm expanding that I can tend to move to my next level.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Um, yeah, by the way, yeah, only way around is through. I made that up and Robert Frost stole it from me, these darn poet thieves.
I
Uh,
have a t-shirt of your face that says that.
no,
So I
you
think
do
it's you.
not.
No.
No, no one has a t-shirt of my face, I hope. Um, how let's just start to wind down, but before we do,
Yes.
I do want to ask how Insight Timer is going for you as a teacher, because a lot of new teachers, that's where they start these days. They go on there, they create a profile, they start sharing different audios and doing lives, which earlier you said you've been doing a few a month.
Yep.
How has that journey been for you?
Insight Timer has always been a blessing for me. It has always been light. I have had to be consistent. I put up at least one meditation a month. I've got, I think, 6 courses on there, paid tracks that I got professionally done. Um, and it was for a long time because I have this beautiful flow on there where I'll go live and then I say, if you really liked this course is similar. I made an amazing amount of passive income for the following that I had on there, for the amount of people that were taking my things. It's so good, even if you don't have that for testimonials, right? You're building your website. It's awesome to get reviews and testimonials and get a few of those that you use on your Instagram or you use on your website. Practice just putting yourself out there. It, I've gotten so many, even if it wasn't directly, people that found me through. I'm sure you've had this experience, Inside Timer, one-on-one clients, people that came into my 8-week courses that I'm running. I used to make great money on there. At the moment, it's greatly reduced, but I think that I've talked to a lot of other teachers that are on Inside Timer. The the way that they're paying it has shifted a little bit. I don't know the exact situation that's causing that. So I have had to kind of open up my mind to like, okay, what are other channels that are more reliable for me to bring in income so I don't quote unquote rely on it as much anymore. Um, but I'll tell you, David, I this is God's honest truth. those 2 nights of the month that I go live on Insight Timer are the happiest 2 nights of my month. I love being in community with people. I love it live where we're talking and we're just downloading all this amazing information in real time. And so I don't know. For me, that's enough. But
That's
yeah, I
very
think
cool.
it's a great start. I think it's a great start. And again, I've been doing it for a long time, and I'd love to know how to monetize more on there with the current climate. But I know everybody's kind of dealing with that.
Yeah, every teacher I know has taken around a 50% pay
Yeah.
cut on there in the last since they changed their algorithm, which I partially understand because they were losing money for like 8 or 9 straight years, and they had to finally show profitability to their investors. So for us as teachers, it definitely kind of sucks. And I also, oh, it said my connection is unstable. What?
Yeah, it was a little bloop for a second,
I
and then I
thought
saw
our
you. And
connection was stable, Jamie. Um,
I
so what I was just saying was, yeah, they definitely everyone's taking a haircut and they've
yeah.
had to show profit. So I get it, and it's pushing a lot of teachers on there to have to find other ways, other sources of income. On the
Mm,
positive side, they've added retreats, so you can put your,
yes.
I don't know if you've put your den retreat on there, but you can.
Oh,
And
I'll have to let them know. I didn't realize that.
oh, you should definitely put it on
A
your
thousand
profile.
percent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those of you, just so you know, if you ever do that, they take 10%, which I think you're going to spend 10% on marketing in one way
Yeah.
or another. So I don't think it's a bad deal at all. And then also they said they're going to start having paid lives. They haven't rolled out a timeline yet, so maybe it'll be 2026 or late
Yeah.
2025. But if you
Yeah.
build a student base on there, perhaps at some point you can make a living teaching live on there too. So that would be cool. And I've always found not to, as a teacher, panic when things like that happen. Like, oh my God, my revenue is down. I don't know what to do. Obviously, panicking doesn't usually help. So,
Mm-mm.
like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you just have to travel the universe with a towel. That's a reference to the movie. But anyway, I always just look. I always look around and go, okay, that river is shifting.
That's
Let's look
it.
at other opportunities. Is there somewhere else I need to put my energy? Or so I always try to approach it. No competition, no problem. It's
Yes.
just the
Yes.
next. It's
Yes.
just the next thing, right? What's the next piece?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know I had to, and your human mind's going to go, oh my God, right? You can have that moment where I was like, what's the amount coming in that is different than I usually get?
Why is there a
Um,
zero missing?
right, right. It's like, that's
Yeah.
weird. And I actually have a meditation on there that I just recently put called Source is Your Source. And I had to say, Insight Timer isn't my source. It's an estuary. It is a way source gets to me. And that's okay. And so sources, like David just said, source is my source, and I'm gonna listen to where my energy needs to go and flow now. So if you're struggling with that, that meditation is on there.
I'll
It's
I'll let
free.
I'll let the Insight Timer management know that they are not your source. They're an estuary. I'll pass it forward.
Don't tell them that. Well, if they're deep spiritual people, they'll get it.
They are. They're great people. I know them. I've known them for years, and they're awesome people. And their heart has always been in the right place. So they're
Yeah, you
navigating.
can feel it.
Yeah, yeah. They've always tried to navigate all of this the best that they can. So high five to them. Um,
Yes.
well, before we finish, um,
Hmm.
maybe just last thing would be if there's any insights over the last 15 years that you've really learned that maybe you were surprised by at becoming a teacher and deepening into being a teacher that you could pass the baton or pass, some insight to the next round of teachers, something that you didn't know was going to unfold or that they can be
Yeah.
aware of that they might deepen into. Is there anything that comes to mind that you would want to share?
That's a great question. I may repeat some of the ones that I said, but I'm just gonna, speak from my heart. You are enough. You do not have to wait until. That is the trick of the mind. It'll tell you when I'm ready. You can speak at your pay grade. There's always something that you know that the people right before you don't know yet. You don't have to be Deepak Chopra or whoever the heck you think, wherever you're going, David Gandelman, Jamie Wozny, all the people. You don't have to be there yet. So I always do that. What do I know that I'm excited about, that you're excited about, that the people right before me might not know? And that's a great place to start. So you're enough to do that. I'm going to repeat this because this is your divinity is enough, meaning your medicine, your emanation. I thought, bless my heart, this is a huge insight. I had to give, and it's good to be in integrity with value, okay? But I thought I had to give you all this stuff for you to keep coming back. And instead, it's like, no, show up present, show up honest, show up from your heart, do your best. That is the value you, your life experience, your embodied journey, the medicine, energetic medicine that you're emanating is the value and is the gift. And that can take years to see. And then again, from that place, there might be action steps. Oh, I'm going to create this course, or oh, my friend wants me to be a teacher on the meditation school, or whatever it might be. I'm going to go live on Insight Timer. But you'd be surprised that people will pay you and you can deeply benefit, or they can deeply benefit from something that is so natural to you. Um, it's okay to be messy and fail and try a bunch of stuff and be wrong. It's going to be uncomfortable. Oh, and this is a huge one. Okay. As an entrepreneur, I'm going to call you all that for a second. You don't have a boss that's like, you can clock in at 9 and you can clock out at 5. So if I have really had to honor this inner navigation that I'm going to say in quotes is my boss of Jamie, you've worked enough today, stop. Or the Jamie that's afraid of discomfort that says, I know we don't want to do something right now, but show up. And so I've had to really learn that inner navigation of go, stop, pause, follow the joy of this experience, as opposed to I am my own boss. I've still got a to-do list. I'm not successful enough. I got to keep grinding. I got to keep working. It's like, no, wipe the slate clear of that. You have this beautiful flow and current and guide. And I think perfecting, and this is another thing you'll learn in David's school too, but perfecting that wisdom and that compass and listening and trusting that. And that's a process if you've had trauma, isn't going to steer you wrong, I believe. So those are some of the things that are top of heart for me.
Thank you. Awesome. Amazing.
Amen. You're
Amen.
welcome.
And when you have time, let's set up a call between you and my cat, please. Uh,
Hey, I'm here for
See
you.
where she's at.
Yeah, I'm
Jamie,
here for you.
thank you. Such a pleasure. Thanks for coming, sharing all of your wisdom and experience with
Yeah.
everybody. And for those who are going to do teacher training with us, they'll have the chance to work one-on-one with you if they want to. So that would be great. All
Ah, would
right.
love that.
Yeah. Jamie Wozny, great to see you. Thanks for sitting with me today. Thanks for everyone for being here and listening. See you next time. Love you.
Bye.
Thanks.